Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to the Renew Show. Thank you for tuning in. We have a special show today because we're talking about something that I think is kind of right on time. We're going to be talking about just different, first of all, the struggles that comes with trying to continue or even start weight loss over the summer months, dealing with the heat and dealing with vacation and barbecues and day trips and all these things. Um, and also some of the tips and tricks that you guys have and that maybe we have that that we can help through that. So right away, I just want to remind you guys that we really want to see your tips and your tricks. So in the middle of your saying hi to everybody, make sure you're writing out some of those things that you do and some of even the troubles that you face, because I'm sure other people will see them and chime in and say, oh, this is what I do. And one of our hosts lives in a desert, the other one lives in an ice box. So we can hopefully get get some good responses here from the panel. Um, and I'm Khalif, Fat Guy Skinny Wallet. One day I'm going to remember to say that at the beginning rather than like 5 minutes in. So I'm going to let my other host say hello, starting with the desert lady.
Well, hello. I didn't know I was the desert lady. I know I was Mama Rose, but now I'm the desert lady. That's great. But I am Gastric Rose, and I'm so glad to see everyone here. Again, like Khalif said, leave us some comments and let us know what you're thinking, what your tips are. I have a few. I hope that they're not the exact same. Otherwise, it's going to be a slow show. Just saying. Welcome.
Well, I am Sarah from the Smiling Lose Fat team, and I'm obviously from the Icebox. So I'm glad to be here tonight, and I know we're going to have a good show.
All right, so it's weird because I was just saying before we came on that my worst season in terms of working out, particularly, is the winter, and that's because if it's under 40 degrees, I'm not going outside because that's just freezing as crazy. Humans aren't meant to survive in those temperatures, so I won't be outside. But my favorite is summer because first it's light and late, so even if I'm working late, I can get out and run and do things like that. Hasn't happened lately just because of my schedule, but I usually love it. But eating is probably in some ways more difficult in the summer, just because everybody is having a cookout like every night. There's so many little things we're doing, day trips, or people are inviting you over, and it's just more open and it's harder to get into a routine. You also typically go on vacations and are away from home, so for me it's usually more difficult in the summer as far as eating is concerned. So Rose, how do you feel? What about the seasons? What's your best and worst, and what do you do in the summer?
I love it. But you know what? When I go to a barbecue, more than likely I'm going to pick protein from the barbecue, and I'm going to ask them to put very little sauce on it because I do like, especially my brother-in-law's sauce, or put it on the side so I can dip just enough to satisfy me. Or I'll take something. We're always taking stuff. We're always making things for our pouches, Connie and I. And we've already been to several, and they love what we eat. So we make enough so that everybody can have a taste of it. My quinoa, her coleslaw, just a lot of different things. I think that planning is always the key, no matter where you're at. And no matter what diet you're on, what lifestyle you have. That's one of my tips.
Okay, so you like to bring, things with you that are going to be something you can eat, but it's also good, so everybody likes to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if people know ahead of time that you're not going to have a lot of something, they'll ask you. Usually they'll ask me, what do you prefer? Dark meat, white meat, or a steak, or I'm a rib girl. I just am. So, anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point because we went for I guess Memorial Day. My sister-in-law and my brother, they had us over for a cookout, and they had turkey dogs and turkey burgers and things like that because they knew we were on that elimination diet. Actually, they didn't know that. They just figured, oh, they're trying to be healthy. Let's get them turkey stuff. And so
Mhm.
they got us that chicken sausages rather than the beef and the pork. So they just automatically bought things they considered to be healthier because they said, oh, Khalif and Sharianne are coming. So, that's definitely something I think we can do. And we actually went, I don't know where we were. We were somewhere recently. Oh, we went to a friend's house and we did what you said. Sharianne made a couple of things that we could eat, and then we got some fruit and brought that over. And they had kind of more junk food, snack food, and we just had the fruit and whatever she made, crackers and something else she made from scratch. So,
Mhm.
it was easy for us to eat and enjoy ourselves and not feel out of place.
I think that when you're going to have a barbecue, for me, it's more about the the friendships that we're talking, we're mingling, more than it is the food. Now, before it was, I eat. What is it? I eat to live or live to eat. Which one are you going to prefer?
Yeah.
And now I just want to enjoy the company that's around me more than I do really think about what I'm going to eat. But I do plan ahead of time. That's very important.
So, Sarah, what do you do?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing, trying to plan ahead of time, and usually we're involved in like bringing food and stuff like that, so I try and bring something that I know that I will eat, and in case there's nothing else there, I can just eat that and I'm good. Or, sometimes they have them at like weird times, like they'll have a barbecue at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but like I'm already hungry by then, and I would have eaten something at home. So then I'll just have like some watermelon or some fruit or something there. And it is hard for me to kind of resist all that, like especially at a bonfire. Like a s'more is my thing. So it's like I try and plan ahead and be like, okay, I'm gonna have that s'more tonight, because it can be difficult when everybody else around you is like eating all that stuff. But I think, like you guys said, planning ahead and being prepared and ready and know what like the food battlefield you're going into and have your like all your weapons ready, eat all this other stuff. So, but it can be tough. But I agree with you too, Rose, that it's about the people you're with and the fun that you're having. And I try and get everybody to play games. Like I love badminton and stuff, so I try and get us to focus on things other than just the food. But
Right.
food is like the main focus. Like you get together, we got food, and that's really prevalent in the summertime too. It's like let's have a barbecue. So,
Yeah, and you'd be surprised because what we make is basically for our pouch. But you'd be surprised how many people are, it's just as good.
mhm.
Connie makes a coleslaw that is delicious, and I usually make a quinoa, and we're always bringing the things empty. It's not like they leave anything there. They enjoy it, and then usually I have that conversation. What is this? Especially with my quinoa. And I tell them, and I get them to like it and buy it and make it, and it's a conversation piece for me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um, I was reading something, and okay, Pete, Sleeve Rocker, he says, I think it's important to keep up your fitness. It's probably difficult on vacation or in the heat to get the motivation to get out to the gym. So take the time and enjoy the summer weather with an early morning walk alone to start your day and another walk after dinner with friends. Keep that metabolism going.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I am on vacation, Pete. You know that. I've been on vacation for a long time now. But every morning, like clockwork, we get up and we're doing 6 to 7 hours. A few days it's been raining really bad here, but other than that, we've been good. Today, I was telling Khalif and Sarah before the morning started, we decided we were going to go on another route. And instead of doing a 6 mile walk, we did a 7 mile walk. went out went out of our way about a mile, but it's still relaxing. It's fun, and it's in the morning. Now we did have a time where we went. One time we went around, I think it was 1:30, I'll never do that again. It's very hot. The sun was blazing on us, and Texas weather is not like a dry California weather. It is a humid weather. And we're already wearing things to make us sweat, so we were very dehydrated. And, of course, we take our bottles of water. We have a little bag that I wear. Make sure I have my phone that's taking my steps, and I go prepared. And usually there's a towel that we wear in case it gets too hot. But even then, it was just way too hot. So you really, really have to think about, like Pete said, go in the morning or go late in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go like we did by 1 o'clock when it's the hottest, because the hottest is going to be noon to 3.
Yeah.
I think that's the hottest time. Don't do it.
No. I've made that mistake too. And I don't do as much as I would normally do because I'm way too hot. I'm way too dehydrated. My water's already gone, and I just turn around and go home because I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, we usually do a 2-hour, 1.5, 2-hour walk. And that's just normal for us.
Right.
And in the afternoon, before we go to bed, we do a little weights, just to keep the metabolism going, and have a little, we weren't doing anything at night, but now we're needing a little something. There's another thing that people don't realize, that from summer to winter, you're going to swell in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Your fingers are going to swell. Well, mine are kind of loose right now, but usually there's a change in your whole body. Has anybody ever saw that? I know I don't know who I'm talking to. On my phone's still acting crazy. Who am I talking to, Khalif? Who's here?
See, I'm a man, so I don't think men go through that, or we don't notice if we swell or as much as ladies do. Like when we retain water, we just think it's normal. Well, because I don't know, that doesn't sound like a masculine thing to happen.
No, it really doesn't.
But yeah,
Oh, my muscles.
I see a change from the summertime to the wintertime.
So do I. I do, especially my hands and my feet in the summertime. It's like,
yeah. So I really, really try and keep my water in. And I'm not eating. Connie and I are not eating as much meat as we used to. We're doing more vegetables right now to keep us cleansed. We do a detox like once a month. Right now we're doing vegetables, and I did a stuffed jalapeno today, and it doesn't carry much meat in it. It's got a little bit of cheese, a little bit of meat. But that was my dinner today. A stuffed jalapeno, half a jalapeno, and cabbage and onion and squash, the yellow and the green, all in there. It was delicious. I don't need a lot of food in the summer. I don't need it. I don't feel like I don't know what it is. In the wintertime, we're like hibernating or something. In the summertime, it's like fruits and vegetables are the best. They just taste better in the summer.
Oh, because they're nice and fresh and in season, and because it's hot out, so you want to eat something cooler, and it's just, I don't know. You want more comfort food in the winter. It's like mac and cheese, casserole.
Right? I really do think that's the thing. I mean, is it just me? I'm sure it's not just me.
No.
I do the same. It's funny. One of the things that we look forward to in the summer is having salad with fresh fruit. Like sometimes we'll have strawberries or cut up apples and put grapes in a salad, and there'll be dinner because there'll be a huge thing, maybe some chicken or something in there for protein, and that will be it. And it's harder to do that in the winter because it's harder to get them fresh and get some of them local. New Jersey has still grows some things here local, so it's nice to get the local fruits and vegetables that are growing fresh, and they just seem to taste better and be more refreshing. And like you said, in the summer, that's usually what you want. Rather than in the winter when it gets dark at 4 o'clock. By the time I walk out of the door to come home from work, I can walk out in a parking lot and it's dark already. So, there's just a whole different mindset, I think, that goes into that.
Yeah.
And if you're planning ahead of time, like we know that this weekend is going to be a barbecue because it's my granddaughter's birthday. So Connie and I and Alfred, we already knew that was coming, right? So we planned our week, our menu, that it was going to be vegetables and very little, you know, chicken or whatever. It's just going to be a little bit of the protein and more veggies and fruits because that's the way we want to eat. So it's a lifestyle. It really is. It's a lifestyle for us.
Just so you know, Susan also finds that she swells some in the summer.
Yeah.
So you're not, ladies are not
We're
alone.
not crazy.
Yeah.
Unless the three of you are.
Well, hey, good company.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and Alicia just said that, you know, she tries to be prepared wherever she goes. Sherry Ann and someone else, I think it was Alicia, yes, talked about their preparation if they know they're going to a barbecue or something like that. Sherry Ann said that sometimes she said sometimes I do eat somewhat before going out because it's easier to resist, you know, if you're somewhat full. And, you know, Alicia says that she, I guess this is probably in general, but she tries to eat smaller portions throughout the day. So I know that helps some people as well, so that they don't have a big, you know, moment of feeling like they're starved, you know, and that's right when someone says, "Hey, we're cooking out. You coming over in an hour?" And then you just go there and gorge yourself, you know.
Right. Right. You know what I do? I mean, I'm sure everybody else does this too, but I keep a water bottle in my hand the whole time, and when I'm looking at those Fritos, and because I'm a Frito and a Cheeto girl, and here in Texas, all my family is going to have either Doritos and Cheetos and like in a bowl, you know, bowls all around the house or the table or outside or whatever, and I'll just keep water in my hand and I'll just take as many sips as I can because I don't want to get tempted, and I mean. And it's okay if I do have a couple, but when I'm really trying to be strict, and it's usually, like right now, I'm really trying to keep it down. I don't want any extra of anything. I do want to eat vegetables and fruit, and, you know, that's one of my plans, is to just keep water in my hand and take as many gulps as I can. And when it's time to eat and everybody's eating, I want to pick the right things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that it's bad if we take chips or whatever. I'm just about me. We're talking about me.
Right.
So, you know, I just hate to say that, and then everybody's like, "Oh, she's trying to be Miss Perfect." And I'm not. I'm just, you know, I'm just trying to stay on point because I was one of those people that once you start eating chips, you end up eating more chips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I even had it on the calendar where I would buy just a little bag, and I still do at times. I don't buy the big bag. I buy the, you know, the kind that you buy for your lunch.
Yeah.
Just to get it out of my system. You know, I believe that if you're craving it that much, just go ahead and eat that because you're going to end up eating stuff you shouldn't have eaten to begin with.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So one of the things that helps me is just keeping my water thing full the whole time I'm around the barbecue until it's time to eat. So that helps me.
You know, Pete said I can't wait for some fresh garden tomatoes, and I'm just wondering how many of you out there have gardens, even if it's small or even if you just have a few pots hanging out on a patio or something. You know, how many of you guys have gardens that you are able to grow, you know, your own things in? I always look at Brooke's garden and get jealous because she has so much stuff.
Right.
You know. Herbs, and then also like cucumbers and tomatoes and all these things, and it's, you know, but she can only do it in the summer because she's in Ohio. Right. It's too cold in the winter, so, you know, that's something else that I think can help. We can't just because we don't have any space outdoors, and we have a little patio that we can go out to, but there's an overhang, and so the sun never hits it. So we can only grow something that doesn't need direct sunlight. So we can grow like mint or something, but there's not too many things that we can grow out there. But do either of you have a garden?
I did when I was in Fresno. I grew a lot of tomatoes and peppers, and I had a neighbor that grew peppers for me. Isn't that crazy? He doesn't even like peppers. He did not like peppers, but he had more sun in his area than I did, and he would grow them for me, and he'd tell me, "Rosemary, it's time for you to pick some darn peppers." You didn't even like them. So yeah, I had them all through the winter. I freeze them. You can freeze almost anything. You just got to look it up, but you can freeze almost anything. You can freeze if you're going to use those tomatoes just for stews. You can do the cherry tomatoes or even the big tomatoes. You can freeze them whole. You can cut them in fours and put them in bags, or you can keep them like the way they are. Because when you put them in a stew, they're amazing. They taste amazing. They're still sweet.
Mm,
I did that all through the winter.
cool.
Sarah,
Yeah.
do you have a garden?
No, we don't have a garden. I'd like to have a garden, but I also am unsure because I am one of those people, if you want your plant killed, bring it to me and I take care of it. I don't have a green thumb at all, but I'd really like to try because,
Mhm.
growing up, we always had a huge garden. My dad always had a big garden, and when I was little, he had these big, huge tractor tires, and he would let me have one, and then I would grow what I want in there, and I always grew watermelon, and so I would like to do that again because I don't know. I was so excited whenever my dad's like, "Go check your watermelon." I was like, "Yeah," but
My
I would
phone
really
just died.
I would really like to have a garden again once we have an actual house and are able to. We just don't have the space now.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, there's nothing wrong with going to the farmer's market. I
I know,
love going to the farmer's
I'm really,
market.
really excited for our farmers market. We'll have fruits and vegetables there at the beginning of July, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I love getting fresh green beans there. There is nothing
Mm,
like beautiful fresh green beans.
yeah.
It's so good.
We have a local farmer. His name is Farmer John. Imagine that. But he comes by and leaves us honey and all kinds of goodies. And I have, I'm in walking distance. Well, not really walking distance. I guess I could walk up to about 5 miles to a little farm. Oh, it's not a farmer's market. It's a little. I don't know if you guys have that in where you're at, but it's just a little hood, a little. They make like a little box area, and they sell the vegetables right there in the corner.
Yeah.
But it's from their local farm, so we have that. We go buy our onions from the people up the street and things that they might be growing. They might be growing cucumber or strawberries is in our area,
Mm,
grapes, raisins.
Mm.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Of course, I'm not there in farmers. My phone is acting crazy, people. It happens every show, right?
You know,
Anyway, go ahead.
say we get stuff from our local from the farmers market, but the bad thing is that it's called a farmers market, but all the stuff isn't local.
Oh,
It's almost like just like a huge produce section of a supermarket. Like, you're not promised
yeah.
organic or local if you go there, but it's just a good price and they have a huge variety. But we have a lot of farms here, and actually, I work at Rutgers University, and they actually grow a lot of food themselves and have, I mean, there's tons of farms that Rutgers owns, so they sell them to the public, and sometimes they only sell things to the employees, but they'll sell things, and then we also have a bunch of farms. Like Sherry and I, we get some meat from the local farm, and we get milk and other things directly from the farm. Sometimes cheeses, but we haven't started with the vegetables and fruits yet. But we're thinking about doing a co-op. With
Oh,
farms that delivers. They'll deliver to one central place, and you just go get it from there. So we're thinking about doing that, and I think Thursday she's going to visit a farm to go look at something. So it's definitely something that at least is around in New Jersey. It's booming. A friend of ours asked us if he wanted to split a cow with them.
Yeah,
You know,
that would be great.
but we didn't have the room in our freezer to
yeah.
do that. But we would have loved to. Just to pick out cuts and have them already ready for a year worth or something like that. But
Right.
Be cool.
Yeah.
um,
At the farm, you usually have to have a freezer. You have to have at least a couple of freezers because that happens all the time. Somebody buys a cow and then just splits it with us or whatever. It's pretty cool. It is, and it saves you so much more money.
yeah.
It was.
Yeah. I,
J Mac VSG has a tip. He was talking about even with the barbecue, and it sounded like what we were saying. He said basically ribs, burgers, and steaks are no problem, but chips and Cheez-Its are a problem. Too much of the munching is a problem. Go out and cook up some meats, cook up some corn, just don't kill it. I said, see, and then he also said what you said, Rose, be with those loved ones and enjoy them and the food, but just
right,
don't kill it. It's okay to eat, just don't overdo it. If you overeat a little, go hit the gym and don't cry about it.
right.
But that's
Exactly.
what's important. We've been blessed with an abundance of flavors and spices. We just need to discipline ourselves when it comes to stopping.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. I agree. And I'm going to tell J Mac right now he needs to do some more videos.
Uh,
Just saying. I'm going to front you out right now.
yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, you think it would be easy. All those muscles he have, it shouldn't be a
Right?
problem to hold up a camera and record a video, right?
Right? He went from plump to stunt.
Uh,
Mm. Well, I think that when we really, really believe in our plan, it can be just the lifestyle that we live, and people already recognize it. I have an issue with, let's say I do want a chip. Let's say I do want a little something something that somebody brought that's not supposed to be on my plan. Then I have a problem with the food police that says, "Are you supposed to be eating that?"
Mhm.
So I try and stay good because it's important for me. But in case the food police is around, I have to explain myself all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so and I have to go, well, it's in moderation. You know, I'm taking this much, not this much.
Exactly.
So you have to sit there and explain it, and then after a while, that just gets ridiculous. You don't want to do it. And they did me a favor because I walked away and I was able to not feel guilty about eating any of it. So the food police is not always bad. I don't agree with people that say, you know, that they get upset about it and they want to argue about it. And I'm like, well, for me, it's not always that. They did me a favor. They kept me in line. How do you guys deal with it?
Mm, pretty much, the same thing. I just tell them, well, I get a little of this today, or, I get this little treat today or something. And really, I haven't had anybody really say anything to me. So I really haven't had to deal with that pretty much because everybody, I'm pretty open about what's going on, and people know that I will give myself, I don't deny myself stuff. I'm just eating less of it, and so it's not like I'm on a strict diet, like no carbs or anything like that, so I haven't really dealt with that, but
Hmm.
I can see how it would get really annoying when people keep asking that, so I
Right.
can totally relate to that.
Yeah. I had my brother came in from out of town, and so we went all the way to Houston. I was supposed to meet up with Michael May, but I didn't. Bad Rosemary. Anyway, traffic got ahead of us. But anyway, so we're at the house, and we just got there. We hadn't eaten, and they were, bringing in the meat or whatever, and I took a little slice and tasted it, and right away, somebody said, "Well, you're going to be full by the time you sit down and eat." I'm like, "Oh my Lord! I know my pouch is small, but it ain't that small. I can take a bite of something." So yeah, I have the food police that make sure I stay in line, which is okay for me. I don't get offended about that.
Right.
But is anybody saying anything in the comment area if they've been food policed?
um, Not yet. We did have a couple people talking about their cravings and also still dealing with summer eating with cookouts, barbecues, um, and Susan said I find that helping cook and serve and just help with the party keeps me from eating so much because I'm busy making sure everyone else has what they needed. And Pete chimed in and said that he used to run the barbecue at all the big gatherings. So, I think that's, something to be said with the idea of just keeping yourself busy. So,
Yeah.
I think that's something that, we've talked about, whether it's just enjoying the company or whether it's doing certain things. And Lori has hope. She says, I think it's good to satisfy craving ASAP. If I try to put it off, eventually I'll end up binging on whatever it is I originally only wanted a little bit of.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So that's something. I mean, I'm not. I've said this before. It's hard. I don't just have those type of cravings where I just eat a little bit and I'm satisfied. Mine is just pure greed. It comes and says, "Wow, I haven't had this in a while, so let me have a bucket full of it." It's not really like, "Oh, let me just satisfy a craving and eat one chocolate bar." It'll be, "Let me eat one of 5 different types of chocolate bars because this one has nuts, and then this one has, adds raisins to it. Ooh, that's something new. And then this one has peanut butter, and then this one does, and that's how I am. So it's hard for me to really manage the cravings, but sometimes I do just let myself get it, and I try best to fit it into my macros. So even with the food police, I actually have the opposite, where I have people getting on me saying, "You're not eating enough.
Oh, okay.
You're not getting enough protein." They say, especially with all those weights you lift, or don't you want to be a power lifter? You need to eat more than that. So that's usually the thing that I hear. Like, you can't be a power lifter just having that one little salad all day. So, I hear that. Which is part of the reason why I don't share my MyFitnessPal thing with everybody, is because I know people will get on me because of the timing of when I eat and all that. But yeah, I don't have it as much. I have some people from my church mainly who will say, "Oh, can you have that? Are you sure you can eat that?" And I'm just saying, look, as long as it doesn't have onions or tomatoes in it, I can eat it. Okay, that's the only thing I'm cutting out: onions and tomatoes.
Too much, so I guess maybe people just are afraid to approach me. I'm scary.
You're scary? You're not scary.
Maybe I'm scary to them. I don't know, but no, people have never commented about my food habits. Now, people have said something that they thought I was exercising too much, that I needed to maybe take a break, but never food.
Okay, what is J-Mac talking about? The best thing ever. Pico de gallo, which I agree. Pico de gallo with rosemary Triscuits. Now, he knows rosemary goes with everything. Every time you put rosemary involved in anything, it's going to be good. Just saying.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then he says, yeah, hit the lime juice hard, and it goes with the rosemary and olive oil Triscuits. The thing with the Triscuits, for me, is that I'll eat too many of them, so I don't even bother with them. Yeah. But I agree with the lime, and I agree with putting rosemary on everything. Of course it's going to be good. Just saying.
One thing I was, actually looking at some tips, and even Sherry Ann, I think, did she share this? I don't know, maybe. Or maybe I found this. But either way, one of the tips was avoid nighttime eating. And not for the typical thing where, oh, you can't eat anything at night, but since daylight lasts until 9 o'clock in some places, we really don't have an excuse for eating so late where it's dark. And it seems like a lot of us, for some reason, we're more prone to binge or even just lose control a little late at night. And we have cravings that aren't physical, that are more mental later at night. So they say, hey, you have like 14 hours or more to eat in daylight. But for some reason, when the sun goes down, so does our level of control and discipline.
Yeah.
So, we don't have much of an excuse to eat late at night because we can enjoy so much daylight. We can eat outside. We can do so many things that we can't do in other seasons in the summer. So take advantage of that.
Yeah. Okay, I can see names now. So let me say hi to some of my people, some of my peeps. I see Liz is here. Hey, sweetie. I love ya. Susan, of course, and Lori, and Sherry Ann, and Pete, and J Mac, I already got on to him. Alicia. Oh my goodness, and Tammy's in the house. She never comes on. She says, "Oh my God, I never catch a live show." You sure don't. Well, good to see you, girlfriend. Who else we got here? Oh, that's about it. That's all I can see on my phone, my crazy phone.
Yeah, the comments have been acting up a little here. I know that Crystal Hill is watching as well. I don't think you mentioned her.
I can't see you, Crystal. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of the things, and one, of course, another thing that I saw that someone was saying was that, in the summer, of course, we're going to drink a whole lot, and a lot of people can easily add on the calories because of what we're drinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not one of them, but a lot of people can only tolerate so much water. Like, I can drink 2 gallons of water and I'm fine. I don't need to add flavor to it. But even if you need to add flavor, I mean, you can cut up different fruits and different things into your water, and cucumbers and whatever you want, berries, and put all type of stuff in your water to flavor it, naturally. But that's something to be careful of, because it's very easy to drink 500, 800 calories.
In Crystal Light, I agree.
Yeah, and you're just drinking, and you're not even eating anything.
That's true.
I agree.
Yeah, so whatever it is, soda, juice, Hawaiian punch, especially when you go to those cookouts or things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can get a defree. I don't have one. Connie has one. It's up in the cupboards. Oh, well, she's been using it. But she's been putting we went to last week when we went to Houston. My niece, she made bottles and bottles of cucumber and mint, and then one had strawberries and lime, and then there was another one with just lime and lemon together. The water was amazing. It was so delicious. I mean, she kept emptying the cucumber and the mint because people were drinking the cucumber and mint like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just amazing. It's just delicious. Just delicious. Just plain cucumber and mint in the water. It was delicious. Just refreshing.
Yeah, it is pretty good. My mom has one of those pitchers with the little infusey thing inside it, and she just made a strawberry and cucumber mint, and it was really good. It is really good.
She didn't have a diffuser one, but she just had bottles and bottles already in her refrigerator because she knew
Wow,
there was going to be a lot of us. And she did a great job, and it was just that water, that taste of it was just delicious. It was refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I was thinking too, another thing about the summertime, other than the eating and the barbecue, that people struggle with too, is not just the exercising outside about the heat, but right here we have a massive bug issue and mosquitoes, and they are horrible when you go outside. So horrible, even with bug spray. So that's one of the issues that we're dealing with here right now. It's because when we want to go out when it's cooler out, the bugs are like crazy. I'm bitten up all over on my body. So that is another issue. And I've heard that using pure vanilla extract mixed with water and spritzing it on yourself, and apparently that's supposed to help keep the bugs away. And I'm interested if anybody's ever tried that before, because it would smell a lot better than bug spray. So
I don't do the bug spray. I'm allergic, I guess, because every time I've sprayed myself, I get welts on my body.
oh man,
But
It's worse than a bug bite.
now we're twins, and she has to have everything covered all the way down to here because she has this issue with the sun. The sun can't touch her skin because right away she gets these rashes all over her body, really thick, scaly stuff. So she covers up. Now me, on the other hand, I'm the twin that I can get suntan. Look at me. I don't wear anything on me. What I've learned in doing all these walks, I've learned not to put any kind of cream that's going to cause the bugs to come to you.
Yeah.
Like with an odor.
No smelly, nothing like that.
No. If you're going to do, I make sure I have just coconut oil on me or whatever. But when you're going out to the sun, that will make you darker. That will actually burn, and it's not good for your skin.
No,
So be
it's not.
careful. So be careful when you're out in the sun. But usually we try and catch the morning before the sun is really, really high. So
Yep.
we're back at the house, hopefully, usually by 10 o'clock in the morning, because we take off early. And when we do basically an hour and a half, 2 hour walk. So between 6 and 7 miles.
Yeah, that's another thing that you need to make sure you're careful of is actually getting sunburn and heat stroke and stuff when you're outside. I burn very easily, and I never tan. I burn, I peel, and I'm whiter than before.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I preach sunscreen through the winter. So it's really important, to protect your skin because it's the only skin you're ever going to have, and you don't want to mess around with that. So, be careful because it sneaks up on you, and a sunburn is horrible because then you don't want to move and anything hurts. So please wear sunscreen. I sound like that song that came out in 1999, but do it.
Well, you can find this. You can find some. I can't think of the one I use, but it's got an H on it. But you can find a sunscreen that doesn't have any odor to it. It's I don't know what's in it, but it works for me, and it doesn't. Usually, knock on wood. Watch me to have bug bites tomorrow, Sarah. But usually I come back and I'm fine.
I've got enough for both of us. Like, they bite through the clothes. How does that even happen? It's just it's horrible.
I know.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that is another issue that is going on is, all those stupid bugs because you get out there and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this awesome workout. And then like 5 minutes later when you're eating alive, you're like, yeah, I'm going to go back inside. So that is a struggle in the summertime. And, well, the spring, all that. And, people who suffer with allergies and stuff, being out can really be a big struggle for them. Like Matt has really bad allergy issues right now, and he was outside for like 10 minutes and he was sneezing all over and everything. So that's another issue. And so you don't have to necessarily do your exercises outside just because it's summertime. You can still just continue on with what you're doing at home or at the gym.
Yeah.
That's one thing I think, looking at that, like, a lot of people feel like, oh, it's nice, it's beautiful, I got to get outside. And when you can't, you just get discouraged and do nothing.
Right.
I mean, there's so many you can go on YouTube and look up workouts. I found a person on YouTube, and they were doing great workouts, and they actually made DVDs. They got so popular, and the DVD set was like 3 for like $15 or something like that. Yeah. So, obviously I could just look at the channel and do the free one.
Right. Get them for free.
Yeah. So, it's really easy to continue to work out inside, and then you don't have to worry about the bugs. You can regulate the temperature, and you get rid of the excuse.
Exactly.
Cheyenne has a recipe. I think it's different than what you were saying, Rose, about for the bug spray. So, okay, she did write it down here. It's 2. Everybody can see it. I'm just going to read it, but it's in the comments.
Okay.
2, I guess that's tablespoons of witch hazel. 2 tablespoons of jojoba. I don't know. Almond or olive oil. 50 to 60 drops of essential oils. And she said she uses peppermint and tea tree oil. So that together, I know it smells really good, and it does seem to work to keep the bugs away. And, it's all natural, and it doesn't leave a sticky residue or anything like that. So, yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to try that because I hate it when, we want to go for a walk, but then we have, something to do that night. But then it's like, well, I want to go for a walk, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to go home and shower and get myself all ready again, or else I'm going to go to this thing smelling like bug spray. So that's a really good idea. I'm going to try it. Thank you, Sherry Ann.
Yeah, thank you. I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
I was about to say, the next tip that I have is if you feel like you're going to eat too much because, usually you don't see the little plates usually at these barbecues. They have these round oval plates nowadays that are humongous for us that don't need to eat that much. Bring or use the cake plates. That's what I'll grab. And if I don't want anybody to think that, you know, because they're gonna look at our plates and they're gonna go, "Is that all you're gonna eat?" Most of my people already know about our surgery, so they don't really give us a look. But usually, if you just grab one of those cake plates, you'll be fine, and nobody's gonna know the wiser.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I think that portion control is still possible at a barbecue. No big deal.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mind over matter thing.
Right.
You've got to
Right.
make up your mind what is going to happen and just execute your
But the
plan.
thing is that a lot of times what happens is that we get embarrassed and then we want to join the crowd and we don't want anybody to say anything to us. And sometimes we got to just leave our comfort zone and just let it be and let people think what they want to think, or tell them what your plan is. Tell them I had a plan today. I planned to eat a little bit, not a lot. That's why I'm using a little plate if it's necessary. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be ashamed of what you are going to do for you.
Yeah, it's funny how people will more quickly say something if you're trying to eat healthy in a kind of unhealthy eating environment, rather than when if you were stuffing your face. You know, it's like some people saw me overeating plenty of times and said nothing. So I don't want that person to come and say, "Hey, that's all you're having." When I was killing myself with food, you had nothing to say. Now I'm actually eating well and living, and now that's when you want to criticize me? Come on.
Right. Right. And that happens a lot.
Yeah,
You know?
people are like that.
And I don't think, especially family, they don't really think they're hurting your feelings or anything. It's just some family members, I know they're not only in my family, they're just going to be as blunt as they can be.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. Whatever. You know. And if they see me eat a little too much and I'm like, "Oh God, I got to go throw up or something," they're like, "Oh my God, she got sick." And I hate that. You know, "Oh my God, Rosemary's in the bathroom throwing up." She can't eat anything.
Yeah, it's like you can't win. So,
yeah.
You know, do what you plan to do anyway, because once you go home, those people aren't going to be there with you, and you know, but you're going to sit there and say, "Well, I gave in just because I felt bad."
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
You want to have it, eat it, but if you don't do it to try to please someone else or fit in, and then feel guilty later, and then that spirals you into some depressed state when you feel like, "I give up, I can't do it," and all of that to please someone who isn't there to help you through the hard times.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll shut up about that now. But all right. Apparently, I said that word wrong. I'm not even going to try to say it right, but Alicia's entertained by the way I said that. Jojo Ba, whatever it is.
Jojoba?
Okay. Sherry Ann is putting H's on it. So
yeah,
It's jojoba.
I think.
Jojoba? Okay. All right.
Say Jojoba. It's much funner.
Yeah.
Hey, they should put an H on it if it's supposed to be said with an H, right?
Well, I don't think they intended it where they bought it like that. I mean, where they make it. I mean,
Yeah,
I think it's a country. I think it's a
English
country.
language.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm used to. Okay, so I got to remember like jalapeno.
Yes.
Jalapeno, muchacho, jalapeno. a little Italian and Mexican together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be Italian.
All right.
Like the jicama.
Yeah,
You like
we
jicama?
with that.
You like jicama with a little lemon, a little bit of chili on it? The bomb.
I've seen people take that and like grate it almost, and then there's a lot of liquid that like almost some milk that comes out of it when you grate it.
Yeah, but it's just water. It's like a cucumber almost. It's got it's got the consistency of a lot of water in it, but it's delicious. And if you add lemon and a little bit of that what is it called? Tajin, Tigin. That has lemon and it's a spice with lemon in it. It's delicious on fruit. How many agree with me? Have you had any tajin? Tajin.
Another tip, or before I read that, I have to say, Tammy, you weren't one of the people that I was talking about. Tammy was when I was doing the elimination diet and had to do a lot of smoothies. One of the few ways to make it, taste better, since I couldn't have practically anything in it, was to throw in berries and certain other fruits like dates and things. And she was, just concerned about the amount of sugar that I was having, especially drinking, that quickly. So yeah, she's calling herself one of the food police, but you weren't, Tammy. That's my food police tell me I'm not eating enough. Even if I have 2,400 calories, they tell me I'm still not eating enough. So you're okay. I didn't mean you. Another tip that I saw, which kind of seems like a no-brainer since we're talking about the summer of barbecues, was that we should take advantage of grilling. Just because we're not using oil and we don't have to fry foods, and we know that frying things sometimes can alter, especially frying things in oil. You can actually turn some of the oil turns rancid because it's not supposed to be heated beyond a certain temperature and all that stuff. So you get to avoid all of that by grilling. To me, the food tastes better, but you definitely save those extra calories that we sometimes don't track. When by the way we're cooking things. I actually saw it today, and Brooke is supposed to be sending me one of these in the mail or something, but she grilled a pizza. So
yeah, I've seen that. It's supposed to be really delicious.
I've never had that, but yeah, I've seen people put pizza on a grill, and it's like, really?
A friend of mine does it all the time in the summer, and
okay, you got to have some for me, Sarah. Yeah.
How is she grilling the pizza? Is she using the pizza dough?
Yeah, I think she did it at home. Like, she probably bought the dough, or knowing her, she might have just made it. But yeah, she just put it on like that and grilled it. She said it was a whole wheat dough.
Oh, okay.
That's what my friend does. She makes the dough at home and then just does the pizza like regular, and then instead of sliding it onto a pan, she just slides it onto the grill. You can just put it keep it on aluminum foil and put it on the grill, and there you go. It looks amazing. I'm gonna try it.
Sounds delicious.
She makes her crust out of cauliflower too. I've never had that, but
I've never had it, even though there's an article on my website about it, but I wasn't the one who made it. Someone else did. So yeah, I really want to try that. I definitely want to try the grilling. I love grill. I think grilling brings out the most flavor in food, especially in meats and even in certain vegetables when you grill them. So to add that to the greatest food of all time, which is pizza, I just
there you go.
The greatest food of all time.
Yeah.
I must agree. Pizza is right up there. It's pizza and then Nutella for me.
Nutella?
Yeah, I think for me it's pizza and then a chocolate peanut butter mix and then egg. So you guys know what to get me. If I'm ever around and you want to cook for me, there you go. Either pizza or chocolate peanut butter fudge or ice cream or anything chocolate peanut butter.
I'm going to make you a tomato and onion salad when you come see me.
Oh, man. I would hit my goal weight in probably a week.
Oh, man. I like tomatoes, but onions and I aren't too good of friends. I can take them only if they're cooked, but then really not so much.
Oh, you guys are missing out. They're so delicious. So is anybody else talking to us?
Tammy wants to know if you cook. Why is all these HJs? Jicama? Yeah, she wants to know if you do you cook it?
You do not cook it, but you can. Now, there has been people that have tried to mimic the taste of a potato with jicama. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not a good thing. It can be done. It can be done. But you're not going to get a taste of a potato. I'm just saying. Jicama has no taste. It's more of a, kind of like if you add something to it, that's the taste you're going to get. It's bland, but that's why the lemon juice goes on it and the little bit of tahini goes on it. If you see those people that are selling fruit cups, you'll see a piece of jicama with coconut and pineapple and watermelon. Oh my goodness, I want a cup right now. And it has lemon juice and it has tahini on it. Oh, the bomb. Love it. Love it. It's delicious. They put mango in it. Just amazing. Have you ever seen a fruit cup?
I don't think I've seen the ones you're describing.
No, these ones come in plastic cups with the foil wrappers. That's what I mean.
No, these are fresh pieces of watermelon that are, and the guys cut them like in long slices, and they put them in cups, and then you're able to like take a piece of watermelon, like literally take it out with your hand. It's delicious. It's delicious.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, you could make your own, but I mean, yeah, try that with lemon juice. Try it with lemon juice. And who asked the question?
About the jicama, that was Tammy.
Tammy, try it with lemon juice and tahini. Now you can find tahini at Walmart right by the fruit, and if you can't, it's TIGIN, and there is low sodium now. Before you couldn't find low sodium, now you can. It's got a blue top instead of a white top.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazing stuff. I'm just saying. And I know, Mr. What is it? I know that's not his name. What is it? Who am I talking about? Let me see. Who am I talking about? Mac. J. Mac.
Oh.
I know he has seen some tahini and some jicama. Yeah. And you can freeze your fruit that you get from the farmer's market and make ice cream. Banana ice cream, the bomb, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I make that. Well, I was making it all the time until it got banned with that diet I was doing.
You take a frozen banana, and you can use your blender or your hand blender. You take a frozen banana, and then you add cocoa, not chocolate. Not chocolate. Cocoa. Add a little bit of honey, or the other one called guava, or what's it called?
Agave.
Agave. I'm sorry, agave. Either one. We do the honey because I get it for free. And put that in a blender or a mixer, but don't go crazy with the honey. You don't want all that sugar, but still, it's delicious, and it's low glycemic, so it's not as bad as anything else. The perfect ice cream, and you can add nuts to it. Oh my goodness, delicious.
You forgot one thing. Either natural peanut butter or PB2. Then
no, I did not say peanut butter for a reason. I didn't want peanut butter in mine.
It is really good, though.
It's good.
Yeah.
Or Nutella.
Yeah.
I've done
it. But I mean, it can be done. Some people are buying those machines. Oh, and if you have just a regular blender, I mean, that's all it takes. But if you have a juicer, it works in the juicer. It comes out like ice cream.
I just make mine in the food processor, too.
Yeah. I mean,
I used to do that. Now we have the NutriBullet, so I'll just use the NutriBullet. But same thing, just throw the frozen banana and
if you're going to use what do I want to say, strawberries or anything like that, add a little bit of lemon juice when you go to grind it up, and it comes out like a sherbet. It gives that flavor of sherbet.
Okay.
It is so delicious.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. Who knew we were going to have a recipe show, right?
Well,
Mama's in the
we're talking
kitchen.
about summer.
Mama's in the kitchen.
Right.
I have Mama's in the kitchen. I have that recipe, and I have protein ice cream recipe on Mama's in the kitchen. Just saying.
I have a protein ice cream one too, but I add the PB2 to it, so it's just that much better because of the peanut butter taste. Mm-hmm. But another thing is that, and we talked about this before on here, is frozen grapes.
I
Mhm.
love frozen
That's,
grapes.
I mean, that's another great dessert to have in the summertime or anytime, but the summer especially because they're so fresh. You just throw them in the freezer, and oh man, they're so good.
It is
Yeah,
good.
I love. If you take oranges, now I live where there's a lot of this stuff given to me. I don't live there right now. I'm just visiting Dallas. But anyway, if you have oranges, take a little bit of orange juice, or I mean, not orange juice, but make your orange juice, and add a little bit of condensed milk. I didn't say add a lot, like a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. And you get this orange Julius going. Afterwards, you can put them in little pops for the kids. They love it.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Hmm.
It's delicious. It tastes like an orange Julius. It's sweet but tangy because of the orange.
Mhm.
Delicious.
Okay. Um, One thing that I was reading online that they suggested was that if you do salad dressings and things, try to use the vinegar-based ones. Again, that can be very refreshing, even especially in the summer. And also watch out for the salads like potato salad and macaroni salad, and even some
Yeah.
that are tuna that have a bunch of mayo in it, because 1 spoonful of mayo is almost 100 calories. So just imagine how many spoonfuls you're having if you get some potato salad and some macaroni salad. You probably have 500 hidden calories there that you didn't even think about.
Yeah,
So,
we make our potato salad out of cauliflower. You cut up the cauliflower,
okay.
and then ahead of time we make it's 1 tablespoon of vinegar, no, a half a tablespoon of vinegar, 1 tablespoon of mayo, salt and pepper to taste, and you mix that together, and you think it's not going to cover all this stuff, right? But it is. And you cover it with like if you're going to make potato salad, you put your eggs, you put your pickles, however you make your potato salad, add this ingredient in there, mix it all together, and it is the bomb. It's delicious. And you don't have to have the potatoes.
All right, so we're pretty much out of time. So I want you both to leave everyone with kind of one tip or just some last words to try to get us to make sure that we don't fall into that trap of letting the summer go by and regretting decisions or being lazy because of the heat or whatever. So, Rose, what would you say?
I want to say the same thing I say at the end of every video I do. Go out and be the best you that you can be, sweetheart. And don't worry about what anybody's thinking about or how you're eating. As long as you know that you want to make it the best lifestyle ever, you have to make you be the best that you can be, whatever that means to you.
Okay, Sarah?
I guess I would say, even during the summer, remember your goals and remember that every little thing you do is either counting towards your goals, you reaching your goals, or you not reaching your goals. So just keep that in mind and have fun. Don't feel bad if, you go to these places and you're not eating what everybody else is. Just focus on you and your journey, and you'll get there.
Great.
Amen.
And I just, yeah, I think, wrapping it up, I would probably just say that, there is no need or room for excuses. If you can't do what you normally do, you can't run a marathon because of the heat, then do something.
Yep.
You don't, if you have to cut your running short, if you have to get a 2-month guest pass to the gym, to go and just run on the treadmill, do that. If you can't afford it, look on YouTube, do some workouts. With the eating, we've talked about a lot of things you can do, substitutions or just things to eat more fresh, healthy, and refreshing meals. And just be careful. Don't use the heat. Don't use vacation. Don't use day trips to an amusement park. Don't use those things as an excuse
Right.
to veer off of the path. Even if you are going to do something that's off of your plan, work it into your plan anyway and do that. So I think
And
that,
don't beat yourself up. Just do it.
yes, yeah, just move on. Every day is day one. You have to look at
Exactly.
that. What you did yesterday isn't going to impact you today as far as what you can do. You did something bad yesterday. That doesn't mean you can't turn it around today. So
Yep.
every day is day one.
That's right.
All right. Well, we're out of time. It definitely goes by quick, even when we're talking about summer and uh, onions and things like that. It still goes by quick. Um, I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. We only have a few more shows left before we break for the summer, so make sure that you're tuning in the next couple of weeks. We're going to try to do some special things and also over the summer, but I'll do a separate video talking about that, so this one doesn't go to be 2 hours long. See you guys next week, and I hope you all have a wonderful week.
Good night.
Bye.